Hello, my name is Jake Schaefer. Today I'm going to be presenting Unit 1, the importance of a sound marketing strategy. When I think about the importance of a sound marketing strategy, the biggest thing that stands out to me is that a company has to understand the consumer before anything else matters. I think this is a very valuable piece of information. A business can run ads, offer promotions, and fill shelves with products, but if it does not understand who its customer is and who they're selling to, and what the value the customer has, and how the brand fits into the person's lifestyle, then the implementation behind it is only going to go so far. To me, that is why strategy matters more than execution. The strategy gives the company the direction. It shapes who the brand is for, what value it offers, and how it creates a shopping experience that actually connects with the customer. One of the biggest takeaways that I had from watching Stefan Ma's overview of the marketing strategy was that understanding the consumer and adding value is the key. I learned a lot about the word value in recruiting. That was part of our sales pitch. It is so important to make sure that you're adding value to the person you're speaking to, selling, and making sure it ties back into their life. Marketing is not just something that happens in an office while people plan ads or sales campaigns. It shows up in a way a business presents the value to the customer in the way that it influences the buying behavior once the customer walks through the door. There is a reason every store that you walk in America is laid out the way it is. There is a science to it. There is a strategy that is done before the execution follows through. That idea stood out to me the most because it made me think about how strategy is not just about what a company sells. It is also about how the company connects its products, its store, and its brand image to the customer lifestyle. That is why I chose Tractor Supply for this assignment. Tractor Supply fits directly into my family's everyday life, and it is a strong example of what makes a sounding marketing strategy look like in practice. My family lives in a more rural and self-sufficient area. As lifestyle, we have a flock, land to maintain, and ongoing outdoor property and responsibilities. Actually, I would like to apologize if you hear my roosters in the background. Because of that, we need access to products that regular grocery stores and general hardware stores do not always carry. Tractor Supply has become a big part of our regular shopping routine, in a way that a general big box store just generally does not fit into those needs. In my opinion, Tractor Supply works because it understands exactly who its customer is, builds value around that customer's lifestyle in a marketing term. Tractor Supply has done a strong job with this segmentation because it is not trying to target everyone. It knows its customer base. It is focused on people with land, animals, property, responsibilities, and a more rural or self-sufficient way of living. That also shapes how the brand is positioned. Tractor Supply does not feel like a generic retailer. It feels like a store built for a specific customer with specific set of needs. That is where the value really comes into play. Tractor Supply is not valuable to my family just because it sells products. It is valuable because it makes life easier. Whether I need chicken feed, pine shavings, medication for our animals, fencing supplies, or something small for a project around the house, there is a strong chance that Tractor Supply either has it in stock or I can get it quickly mailed to me by the company. To me, that is a company's value proposition. That value is not just price. It is a convenience, accessibility, relevance to the lifestyle we have built for ourselves. The best example of that is the way the store is set up. Tractor Supply is not just one of those stores where everything connects together. It serves a purpose. If they did not understand their customer, it would honestly just feel like another department store with a lot of random products on shelves. Instead, when you walk in the layout reflects the customer they are trying to serve. Pine shavings are near the front door. Then you move in, you walk right in, you get right into the boots, the work gloves, the fencing needs, supplies, and other farm properties that are related and build off of one another. That is not random. There is a psychology to that layout because it mirrors the way their customer actually lives and shops. And I think that is a beautiful example of it. It makes the shopping experience easier, but it also influences decisions by putting related needs together in one path. Absolutely. I've made purchases I do not need because of the way the layout of the store is. I will firsthand admit that. I also think that Tractor Supply is a good example of relationship marketing. Instead of just transactional marketing, Tractor Supply feels much closer to relationship marketing because my family does not go there once and forget about it. We keep going back because it repeatedly solves problems for us and supports everyday needs. That consistency builds trust and long-term loyalty. Outside research that supports strategy as well as Tractor Supply, Life Out Here in 2030, strategy announcements. The company describes itself as a rural lifestyle of serving customers such as recreational farmers, ranchers, homeowners, gardeners, and pet owners. That lines up closely with how I see the brand as a consumer. Overall, I think Tractor Supply is a strong example of the importance of a sound marketing strategy because it shows what happens when a company truly understands the consumer and builds value around the customer's life. I want to emphasize that. They build value around the customer's life. That is huge. The reason Tractor Supply works for my family is not just because it carries the products we need. It works because the products that lay out the convenience and the overall shopping experience all connect back to the same consumer and the same lifestyle. That is why I believe strategy comes first. Without the right strategy, implementation does not have much direction. You need a strategy before you can execute. Tractor Supply works because it knows who it serves, what the customer value is, and how to turn that understanding into a shopping experience that keeps people coming back. That is huge. All right, and that is going to be the end of my slide for today. Or sorry, not slide, video.